Nothing is working. Whatever direction you feel you have to go, it always feels like the wrong decision, doesn't it? Or oftentimes, you'll be going in a certain direction and then you will start to self sabotage, get in your way, reject it almost all of a sudden. And you're wondering, why am I doing this to myself? What is getting in my way? And it's a completely confusing and frustrating place to be. And today I want to share with you some things that hopefully can give you some insight about that and possibly just alleviate some of that pressure and to let you know that what you're going through right now is not a problem. It's an opportunity. And it truly is an opportunity. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you guys here. And if you want to be a part of this community at a deeper level, you click that button below. It'll send you over to my website, sign up to my monthly newsletter, and I'll send you my 3-step identity rebuilding guide as a thank you for being part of it. Okay. So why are these things happening? Why are we getting in our own way? It's an interesting mystery. Oftentimes, from personal experience and from working with the clients that I have, the universe, God, has a very interesting way of helping. It's a very interesting way of helping. Now, this is also in combination. It's a relationship that is in communication with the unconscious, the complexes and the traumas and the issues we deal with. Everybody has complexes. No one's without them. If we've been living our lives in avoidance of our shadows, neglecting and avoiding them, suppressing them, disassociating, maybe perhaps just pursuing what we believe to be the answer, materialism, money, and status. If we've been ignoring them, complexes, emotional knots, traumas, stories, have a way of seeping into the conscious world that you experience every day. And they can almost hijack you. And as you start to pursue particular directions in your life that maybe are not aligned internally fully, if you had a healthy ego-soul relationship, if they're not integrated, then what ends up starting to happen is there's this sort of battle happening back and forth. One part, the complex, wants you to act out particular things, wants you to pursue particular things to satiate and balance. Your internal mechanism wants to balance. And at the same time, you feel that this is not the right direction to go. You can have these simultaneous feelings. And that is because there is a part of your soul, part of your spirit, that is saying, this isn't the right direction. We're missing something here. But at the same time, the complex wants to seep in and go, but this is the way we find balance. We find balance through a lot of money. We find balance through becoming this great singer, musician, businessman, whatever it is. And we wonder how it is we can get these two things in alignment. How do we get these things communicating back and forth in a healthy way that can get us to be productive and move in a direction we want to go? The answer lies in confronting your shadow and acknowledging its presence. Because if we don't acknowledge its presence, it shapes the worldview that you live. And you'll be acting out certain things, going against also certain values and ethics you have, certain principles you live by, and you're always at odds with them. You're in conflict with yourself. Complexes have such a funny way of manifesting. It's unique to each individual. But their aim to some degree is to be heard. You need to acknowledge them. You need to see them. Otherwise, you don't know how they play out in your life. The common phrase is, I don't know what came over me in that moment. Maybe you had a burst of anger, frustration, nihilism, depression. And you wonder, well, I don't know what came over me. Something came over me and I couldn't control it and I had to say this or do this. And I acted in a way that was against my best interest. Or perhaps oftentimes these complexes can make you hold certain beliefs so firmly that when you hear an opposing view that almost feels like the honest truth, that it says, hey, we need to confront this, the complex will say, no, we can't. It's too difficult. And we reject it. We feel this argument and we stay stubborn in our views. But at the end of the day, its aim is to balance. But what you have to do, the self, the you I'm speaking with, has to turn inward, confront, and say, what is it that you need from me? What is it that you're wanting? What message do you want me to hear? Acknowledging these memories. Maybe perhaps there are memories that are tragic to you, painful, and we've pushed them and buried them, but they're always still there. Always remember, they're still there, and they'll leak out. They always leak out. And we have to embrace them through curiosity, adventure, compassion, love, and a firm hand to face them and deal with them. Let some things go, integrate others, reinterpret your story, reimagine the life that you can live. And then what starts to happen when you begin this journey of acknowledging your shadows, acknowledging the dark elements of yourself, and seeing that you have both beautiful qualities, and obviously there are qualities that we're not the most proud of, but that's every human being, and acknowledging your vulnerability, and acknowledging and being humble about it, not making excuses for certain things, but also giving yourself strength and courage, having that balanced, beautiful, harmonious relationship between the ego and the soul. The ego is the expression of your soul, or I should say that its best way of expression. The ego expresses the soul as best it can. But if the soul is fragmented, split, covered up in one areas, that causes distress, internal distress, which can then lead to making particular decisions that when you go down, all of a sudden you're in conflict, you don't want to do anymore, what's going on, why is this happening? You have morals you're battling against internally because it's unresolved. And we often always try to resolve the outward. We think the outward will do it. The money will do it. The house will do it. The girl will do it. Or the boyfriend will do it. The son will do it. The daughter will do it. None of those will do it. It's you that has to do it. And you embrace that not as this negative thing, but as this beautiful opportunity to move towards this divine self that you can be, not in the inflated godhood sense, not that you can be God, but that you can be this the internal light that everyone has, this glimmer within you, that you feel the spark of divinity, that you want to share and you want to express in its fullest, whatever that means. That you can do it. It is absolutely possible. Mileage varies. When it happens to you is who knows when that can happen. I tell my clients all the time, don't rush these things. Take time with it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy every moment of revelation that you have about yourself. That you've made peace with certain memories. That you can let go of some. Integrate others. And now with having all this start to map out as best we can concerning the unconscious, is like, it's a magical realm. Who knows how it fully operates? We don't know. But to try to understand it as much as possible will then give you a deeper sense of purpose. You can start to understand which direction you have to go with everything in perfect harmony and alignment. And so don't be concerned, but instead seek this as an opportunity. See this as something, as new, a new adventure, a new authentic adventure, a beautiful one. Hopefully this gave you some insight Hopefully this lifted some pressure, even if you got a little bit out of this that is fulfilling my purpose for you. And I thank you for watching this video. And of course, again, if you want to be part of this community at a deeper level, click the button below, sign up to my monthly newsletter where I'll be going into details about my Rule of Three method to help you rediscover your purpose and rebuild purpose back in your life, rediscover who it is you truly are, and then move towards an ego and soul integrated lifestyle. It's a community I wish I had when I went through my identity loss, and I have great pleasure to pass it on to you guys and hope that you can be a part of it if you feel it's the right time and if you feel this resonated with you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.